have a Dropbox account here. Dropbox. Okay. What about Google Drive? Okay. Those are cloud services, that cloud computing actually provides. We said cloud computing provides us a means by which we can access the application as utilities over the internet. It allows us to create, configure, and customize applications online. Cloud computing is both a combination of software and hardware-based computing resources delivered as a network service. Refers to manipulating, configuring, accessing the application online. It's offered online data storage, infrastructure, and application. What are the advantages of cloud computing? Just like I said, there's no big deal about cloud computing. It's just talking about a facility that is available remotely. That is not necessarily within your environment. Then what are the advantages? Lower computer cost. Sometimes as an organization, if you decide to invest in the hardware resources, talking about your requirement in terms of storage, it might be expensive. But by just simply subscribing and maybe paying on monthly basis or annual basis, you can actually subscribe to services that will provide similar services to you at a reduced cost. It also reduces the cost that you will have incurred in purchasing software. We know that software subscription can be expensive sometimes. So you have some of these softwares available at a relatively cheaper rates. The latest version availability. Most times the problems that organizations have, and even individuals, students, might be sustaining subscriptions. For example, if you subscribe to an antivirus software on your local laptop, for example, by the time it expires, as a student, you might not be able to raise that money immediately, to resubscribe or to renew your subscription. And as a result, it exposes your computer to various security risks. There are hackers all over the place. There are millions of viruses on the internet, and the only way you can avoid that is not to connect your system to the internet. But can we do without internet today? It's not possible. So by the time you subscribe to a cloud service or services, you can be rest assured that whatever information that you're storing online, the service provider will ensure that you have the latest software installed on their server. Then improve document format compatibility. What that means is, most times, technology company, they release different kinds of versions when it comes to their products. So in as much as you're taking advantage of a third-party facility, you don't need to bother yourself about that any longer. The provider will ensure that whatever information that is being stored on their platform is compatible with whatever version of the software or the hardware that they have installed. Then you have unlimited storage capacity. It means there is no limit to storage now. It means you can store as much as you want in terms of information. But if you were to rely on your local system or your local server, you notice that you have limitations. The server might be maybe 50 gigabytes or 1 terabyte. It means if you have information that is up to like 3-4 terabytes, it becomes a problem in terms of storage. Then it means you have to invest to ensure that you get additional servers. But cloud computing, it means in as much as you are ready to pay, they will always provide you the space for storage. Then increase data reliability. You can be rest assured that whatever data that is being uploaded or that is being stored in the cloud, you can always rely on them because they are accessible as at when they might be required. Then disadvantages has to do with it requires constant internet connection. And you know, in this part of the world, part of the problems we have has to do with connectivity, poor network, infrastructure, and so on and so forth. So it means you need internet connection that is strong enough for you to be able to access some of these resources online. It does not work well with low speed connections. Features might be limited in some cases. It can be slow. Stored data can be lost. It's possible for you to, maybe in transit, while you're trying to upload certain data, it could get lost in transit. So these are some of the answers that are associated with cloud computing. Then what are the service models? It comes in 3 different forms. I think the very first one is the infrastructure as a service. We also have platform as a service. We have software as service. So the service models are the reference model on which cloud computing is based. You know, when we talk about the infrastructure as a service, is the delivery of technology infrastructure as an on-demand, scalable service. It means now you don't have to invest that huge amount of money in getting some of this infrastructure. It depends on what you need. You only pay for what you use and what you need. Then you provide access to fundamental resources such as physical machine, virtual storage, and so on and so forth. For example, you could have a central processing unit, disk drive, data center, and network. What this is practically telling us is the fact that you are accessing them remotely does not mean they are actually hanging in the cloud. Because when you say cloud computing, some people will think probably the server is stored somewhere in the real cloud. But it's actually sitting in one room, somewhere, you know, that might not necessarily be within your immediate environment. So you could access CPUs, you could access applications, disk drives, and so on and so forth. Even have your own data center. You can subscribe to some of these things, you know, without necessarily having them physically around you. So these are some of the examples. You can go through them. They are available online. Even if you Google it, you find a number of service providers across the globe. But you know, there are some issues that we need to take into consideration, because some organizations, the moment you recommend cloud storage to them, they tend to be reserved in terms of security, because most people feel the moment their information is leaving their domain, it means they no longer have control, which is completely correct. Because part of the drawback will be the fact that once information has left your domain, then you no longer have control over it. So you don't want that, you don't want to lose your data. Then we also have platform as service, which provides runtime environment for application development. For developers in the house, you don't necessarily have to purchase some of these expensive development tools. Then as SaaS, we have some specialized applications like CRM, we have ERP applications, we have electronic document management applications, and so on and so forth. When you want to manage information, these are some of the tools that you need. In most organizations, they use electronic document management systems that helps in the process of capturing those information into the system, storage, and even monitor access. Like we heard about the issue of budget padding in Nigeria not too long ago in the House of Assembly. Some of these things can actually be caught by using electronic document management system, because what it means is if you access any document remotely, the system will actually take down your IP address, it will take down your ID, the time, the date, the location that you access the document. If you make any changes on the document, it will equally be recorded in your ID. So when it comes to who has changed what, it becomes easy for you to know who actually tampered with the document. So to access cloud storage, you need to have an account. You must have subscribed, and they must have given you certain access, you know, details. Then you log in to access them. So examples like I mentioned earlier, you have Dropbox, you have Google Drive, SkyDrive, OneDrive, and so on and so forth. So I've already talked about this. Data is a collection of facts, such as values and measurements. So regardless of your field or what you do, your discipline, you just have to ensure that you have information management skills. Information management skills will give you an edge over your peers any day, anytime. And when it comes to career and job opportunities, information management skills will stand you out, because there is no organization that does not have recourse to information. There is no organization that doesn't use information. And it is very, very important when we are managing information to ensure that we know what we have in terms of information. This is a very big problem that most organizations and government do have. Even as individuals, if you check your laptop, you might have certain information that you know you have there, but you don't know where they are located. So retrieving them becomes a problem. Then in an organization, you need to know at every point in time that whatever records and documents you have, you should know who has what. Then you need to know where to go and find them when you need them. And ultimately, I say again, ultimately, for any information that you have, for any information you've generated or you have received, you should always know for how long you are supposed to keep such information. We are lucky because in Nigeria, the rule of law is something we are still struggling with. In the developed world, for example in the US or in the UK, if you keep certain information beyond the period they are supposed to be kept, you can be prosecuted. So in every organization, these are some of the requirements that you will need to ensure that you have adequate and proper information governance in place. The very first one is people. You need professionals. Organization needs you, and that is why you need to have those skills. They need skilled personnel, trained personnel, certified personnel that will manage information. Then they need to have and ensure that they have put in place policies, procedures, and standards. Then they need tools like the cloud we're talking about. They need computers, they need equipment, some of all these things to ensure that they can properly work now. So every organization, the content, the information they generate on a daily basis, they need you professionals to manage it for them. So on that note, I want to call it a day. If you have any questions, I'll be available to answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We've heard from Ambassador Dr. Oyedokun Oyewole. Now briefly, I think, I don't know, just to shed a little light, I remember while I was writing my project and in my final year, and immediately my room was bubbled. I had my backup, I had my project backed up on a flash, I had it backed on my hard disk, but it was bubbled and everything was, taken. My brother, my sister, you believe me, I had to start all over again. Imagine I had the idea of, this, you can save it in the cloud. Now that is the importance of being skilled. That is the importance of management. Knowing beyond what you know. You can't know beyond what you have. You can't know beyond. So we are really grateful for this speech, and we think a lot of us are going to open our mind to tap these skills. It's really going to be beneficial. Now we're going to be having introduction of some dignitaries and matters before we proceed to the next.
Okay, first of all, I'll start with our chaplain of the Catholic Church, Reverend Father Paul Akiotiko, to come forward, please.
Yeah, please. Protocol, please kindly usher them to come forward.
Next. Also, I welcome Professor Joseph Kwaibi, the Director of Digital Humanities Research Unit, University of Lagos, Nigeria. Also, we have Ambassador Dr. Oyedokun Oyewole, President, Institute of Information Management, Africa. We have Mr. Ike Arize Abiakam, Chief Operations, Kobo 360. Also to welcome Professor Anthony Mereni, the President of Music Therapy Association of Nigeria.